Before I was born, before I failed, before I fell, before I cried in my first tear, God already knew. The cross was not an accident. Calvary was not God reacting to man's failure. The Lamb was slain before the foundation of the world, which means before Adam sinned, grace already had a remedy. Before humanity was lost, the cross already saw us coming. Jesus did not die for a surprise. He died knowing every wound, every failure, every secret battle, and He still chose the nails. I was not there on that rugged hill when mercy chose the Father's will, but somehow Jesus knew my name before this broken life became. He saw the nights I'd lose my way. He saw the price my soul would pay. He saw the chains I could not break. Still love decided He would stay. Like Isaac climbing up the hill, not knowing heaven's greater will. Like Joseph wounded by betrayal, grace was preparing a redemption trail. Every shadow through the years pointed to the cross through tears. Before I fell, the cross already knew me well. Before my story had begun, grace had prepared the Holy One. The cross saw me coming before I was born. Jesus already carried my guilt and my storm. He knew every failure, every hidden scar. Still mercy stretched outward its wounded arms. The cross saw me coming and still chose love. Grace wrote redemption before the world was. Now I stand forgiven, 'cause Calvary knew. The cross saw me coming and still came through. Like Moses lifting up the snake, healing flowed for mercy's sake. Passover blood upon the door, grace declared judgment no more. David sang through broken pain, prophets spoke Messiah's name. Isaiah saw the suffering Lamb, bearing sorrow for fallen man. Then Jesus walked the lonely road, carrying humanity's heavy load. Pierced and wounded for our peace, so condemned souls could be released. Now I know why heaven came. The cross was calling out my name. No sin surprised the throne above. Still heaven answered me with love. Before my first breath in a time, grace already called me mine. The cross saw me coming before I was born. Jesus already carried my guilt and my storm. He knew every failure, every hidden scar. Still mercy stretched outward its wounded arms. The cross saw me coming and still chose love. Grace wrote redemption before the world was. Now I stand forgiven, 'cause Calvary knew. The cross saw me coming and still came through. Amazing grace, so deep and wide, love still opened its arms tonight. He knew my weakness, still paid the cost, so this wandering soul would not be lost. The Lamb was waiting before the fall. Grace had already answered the call. Spoken declaration. Do you understand what Calvary means? Jesus did not go to the cross hoping humanity might improve. No, he already knew. He knew Peter would deny him. He knew Judas would betray him. He knew the disciples would flee. And still, he chose the cross. That is grace. The cross was God's eternal thought. Before Eden fell, before Satan deceived, before man was born, God already prepared redemption. That means your failure did not cancel his plan. Grace saw you coming and still made room for you. The cross saw me coming, still opened the way. Mercy was waiting before my first day. Jesus, my Savior, forever will be the Lamb who was wounded to rescue me. The cross saw me coming, yet grace never changed. Now through his blood I'll never be the same. Before I ever called his name, the cross all